Hello everyone, so for this project, I explored the reason behind Indonesian women's body hair removal practice. The question asks simply, why do Indonesian women remove their body hair? This project also examined the broader gender norms that women have to attain in order to be beautiful. It was grounded by the inequality distribution and social pressure between men and women in general, which is unfair. When I was in high school, every girl started to remove their body hair, but I guess I was a rebel back then because I didn't want to remove my body hair. I felt like, why did I have to? But guys did not have to. From the very moment I realized that women had to endure so much social pressure by constantly modifying their body just to appear pretty. Since then, I wanted to make a change of inequality between men and women that people seem taken for granted. So this essay is qualitative in nature, and I have chosen to carry out a semi-structured interview since it allowed me to gain rich descriptive data about this. I studied 5 Indonesian women who are currently studying in university in Melbourne, recruited through a notice broadcasted via Indonesian Student Association Facebook and WhatsApp. I didn't mean to exclude, but the participants had to be heterosexual, non-feminist, and women aged 18 until 28. These criteria were set because, according to scholars, the likelihood of hair removal will decrease among older lesbians and feminist women. The most challenging was to find the participants who were actually willing to be on my study. Also, during the interview, I had to keep the conversation not too formal, so the participants would not get bored or uninterested, but at the same time I had to keep the interview right on track, so the questions that I made are answered. So after I gained all the data that I need, I started to code them by analyzing it word by word and find a meaning behind them. Following the coding, broader concepts related to each of the codes were looked in reference with the literature review and empirical research. And I finally categorized them into 4 major themes. The process was fun. I got very excited like every time someone mentioned something new, which made my finding more diverse. And yeah, also when all of the participants mentioned something similar, for example, like media exposure, they all stated about media exposure, which is really interesting that they think the same way, but yet also give new insight. The interview resulted in 4 major themes, but the most standout finding is femininity and beauty norms. The participants believe that body hair makes them look less beautiful. It becomes a fundamental beauty norm in which every woman has taken for granted. The participants' common understanding of femininity was centered on taking care of one's body to meet the expectations of other people. They suppose that women should always appear pretty for public by following the femininity ideal. In this case, hairiness is not feminine, it is masculine, and hairlessness equals to femininity. But then again, women have to alter their body to be feminine, whereas men to be masculine, they should not. So the other important finding is how media plays such a big role in affecting the body depilation practice of women, because media is just so inescapable right now, but it often shows gender stereotype portrayal of men and women that we should really concern about it and how it will affect our daily lives. I wish that my project would raise awareness of this femininity ideal that pressure women to be in a certain way by altering or modifying their body. I wish that women realize that beauty is not only about their appearance and it's just beyond that. Overall, the research was fun yet challenging. There was a finding that had not been supported by empirical research, which required me to do a little bit of more work. But it's also really helpful because I got to read lots of journal articles, books, or anything that is related to this topic of body hair removal. And at last, if I gotta do this again, I think I would probably focusing on a specific region in Indonesia, since Indonesia is such a large country. Hopefully that I will find different findings because they have different culture. Thank you so much.